children, welcome to another exciting lesson in mathematics. Today we'll be looking at numbers, and under numbers we will look at fraction. We are still repeating what we did the other day, so let's look at our objectives. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to relate doubling to half of fractions. You should be able to know half of even numbers and solve story problems relating to what? Fraction. Now let's take our keywords. Our first keyword is even number. Even number. So even number is any integer that is divisible by 2, or any integer that can be divided exactly by 2. So let me give you examples of an even numbers. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. As we said earlier on, it is divisible by 2. It means two people can divide. You can divide it by 2. So if I have 2 and I ask you to divide it by 2, you get 1 and 1. If it is 4, what will you get? 2 and 2. So 2 plus 2 will give us 4. So any number that is divisible by 2 is what? An even number. The next one is 1/2 or half. So half actually means when a whole object or a whole number is divided into 2 equal parts. 1/2 or half is when a whole number is divided into 2 equal parts. So now let's look at some items that we can divide it into 2 equal parts. So I have an orange for you. So if I have an orange over here and I ask you to what? To divide it by 2, how will you do it? Yes, do it for me. Good. So we have half and half. Each side is called what? Half. The whole thing is called what? Whole. It is in a complete form. Now let's move on to the next one. Okay, so we said we use either 1/2 or 1/2 to represent what? Half. So anytime you see 1/2 or 1/2, we are talking about half. So that one represents what? Half. It is a symbol that represents half. So we are going to look at even numbers. I said, give me an example of an even number. We have 4. Any number that is... Okay, so we are going to look at how we are going to divide even numbers. Okay, with some short method. This method is like taking one and giving one to your friend, sharing. Okay, so I will first draw 2 human beings over here to represent yourself and that of your friend. So in order to what? To find even numbers, you will just use this to find half of the number. So the number that you will get is what? The half of the sum you are asked to find. So now let's look for half of 12. Half of 12. What will be the half of 12? Now imagine you are given what? 12 apples to share with your friend. What will you get? What will your friend get? That is the half of 12. Okay, so when you put the number that you get and that of your friend, that will give you the 12 itself. So let's just assume that we have apples that you are supposed to share. So let's draw our apples here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, children, now we have 12 apples here. Okay, we are going to share it with our friend. Okay, so this is you, this is your friend. The outcome or the number that you get, that is the half of what? 12. So now let's share it. In order not to get confused, anytime you are sharing the apple, pause. Make sure that you cancel it when you write it over here. Okay, so now let's move on. So you will take 1, your friend will take 1, you will take 1, your friend will take 1, you will take 1, your friend will take 1, you will take 1. This is for your friend. Next is for you. Next is for your friend. Next is for you. And the last one is for your friend. So at the end of the day, the answer that you will get is half of what? 12. So let's count it together. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Good. Let's count this one as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So half of 12 is what? 6. Very good. Half of 12 is 6. Now with the doubling numbers, the double digit will give you the sum of the half of the sum. So the double number here is what? 6 plus 6. 6 plus 6 will give us 12. Very good. So 6 plus 6 will give us 12. Half of 12 is 6. Now let's move on to the next one. Okay children, let's try another number. Even number. Give me an even number. 8. Very good. 8. So half of 8 is equal to, we don't know. Now supposing I have 8 berries and my friend comes around and she says I should give her half of it. What will be the answer? So let's create our own berries here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is what we have over here. My 8 berries. I'm going to distribute it equally because even number is supposed to be what? Divisible by 2. And half is what? Anything that can be divided into 2 equal parts. So I'm going to use the same method as I did earlier on to find the answer. So the first berry belongs to me. I'm going to take the first berry. The next berry I'll give it to my friend. Next berry for me. Next one for my friend. Next one for me. The next one is for my friend. This is for me, and the last one is for my friend. So at the end of the day, we got equal numbers. So now count it for me. What did you get? 4. Very good. Let's count it in order to be sure. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. This is for me. So half of 8 is equal to, now we know it. So it is equal to what? 4. Half of 8 is equal to 4. Now let's look at double numbers. We said we'll be looking at double numbers. We're going to relate double numbers to what? Half. So the sum of double numbers. Okay, so if I have a double number like an even double number, even double number like 6 and 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. So the 6 plus 6 is what? Our addends. Okay, then the sum, which is 12, or the answer, which is 12. Half of the 12 is what? 6. Now let's look at another example with double numbers. Okay children, now let's do some doubling. Okay, so 3 plus 3 will give us 6. The 6th here is what? An even number because it is divisible by what? 2. So if I want to divide 6 into 2, I'll get 3 and 3. Now 4 plus 4 is equal to what? 8. Divisible by 2. So it will be 4 plus 4. So half of 8 is 4. half of 10 is 5. Half of 12 is 6. Half of 14 is 7. Half of 16 is 8. Half of 18 is 9. Okay, so the double numbers or the double addends, the sum that you will get, the half will be what? One of the addends. I hope you understand it. Very good. Now let's take a story problem involving fraction and we solve it together. Let's move on. Now let's look at our story problem involving fraction. I mean half. So Sally bought 14 coconuts and she ate half of it. Sally bought 14 coconuts and she ate half of it. How many are left? So now our question is that we are looking for half of 14. So half of 14. What is half of 14? What will be the answer? Let's use our easy method, the sharing one. Sally bought 14 coconuts and she ate half of it. How many are left? So our story problem, I'm taking it again. Sally bought 14 coconuts and she ate half of it. How many are left? So now we are looking for half of 14 because Sally ate half of the coconut she bought. And the coconut was how many? 14. Very good. So half of 14. I'm looking for half of 14. So now I have my drawing over here. This is Sally. I'm going to store the ones that she didn't eat over here. Okay? Good. So let me draw my coconuts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so Sally ate 1. She stored 1. She ate 1. She stored the next one in a container. She ate 1. She stored 1. Ate 1. This is for the container. Ate 1. Stored 1. Ate 1. Stored 1. Good. Ate 1 and stored 1 in a container. So now we are going to what? Count the ones remaining. The ones remaining is what? Our answer, and it's supposed to be the same. So let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very good. We have 7. Let's count this one as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 and 7. So half of 14 is 7. Therefore, 7 plus 7 will give us 14. Very good. Okay, children, we've come to the end of today's lesson. What did you learn today? You learned about even numbers, and we said even numbers are numbers that are divisible by 2. You can divide it by what? 2. And we looked at numbers that we can divide by 2, even numbers that we can divide by 2. We said half of 12 is 6. And look at double numbers. We said the sum of the double addends or double numbers that look the same, numbers that are the same, that is 5 plus 5 is equal to what? 10. So half of 10 is what? Is 5. Now look on your screen. I have homework and assignment for you. So I'm going to read it aloud. Then you look for the answers for me. When you meet on Zoom, we will discuss more. So number 1, 2 children shared 6 mangoes. 2 children shared 6 mangoes. What will each one get? 2 children shared 6 mangoes. What will each one get? Kindly use the method I taught you. The next one is number 2. Marvin had 8 yards of material. He uses half to cover a table. How many yards, how much yards is he left with? Marvin had 8 yards of material. He uses half to cover a chair. How much yard is he left with? The next word is George bought 14 pineapples and distributed half to his friends. How many pineapples is he left with? How many pineapples is he left? So when we meet on Zoom, we will discuss more. Now be good children and always wash your hands with soap and under running water. I'll see you all later. It's bye-bye.